She called me at 7:42 p.m., just when I'd finished dinner. "Why haven't you paid the rent?" she asked. The tone wasn't curious. It was accusing, sharp, cold, familiar. For a moment, I didn't answer. I just looked at my phone screen, my mother's name glowing there, her voice cutting through the quiet of my new apartment. I'd been waiting for this moment. 3 months earlier, I'd poured my savings, every last rupee, into renovating her old apartment. The place was falling apart. Leaky ceilings, cracked walls, a kitchen that smelled like rust and damp wood. She'd always complained that it reminded her of her past, the years of struggle, of raising us alone after Dad left. So I decided to fix it, for her. I handled everything. The workers, the tiles, the wiring, the paint. She didn't lift a finger. When the renovation was done, I invited her to see it. She walked through the new living room, her sandals clicking on the marble floor. Her eyes lingered on the details, the cabinets, the curtains, the lights I'd installed myself. Then she turned to me and said, "It's beautiful, but if you're going to live here, you'll need to pay rent." Rent, for the place I'd rebuilt, for the home I thought I was restoring for her. At first I thought she was joking, but she wasn't. She said it calmly, like a landlord reciting terms. She even pulled out a paper, a printed agreement she'd typed up. "Triple the normal rent, to make up for all the years you stayed here for free," she said. My brother Assad was standing behind her, arms folded, smirking. His wife Aisha leaned against the doorframe, whispering something in his ear. That's when I understood. It wasn't about rent, it was control. They'd been staying with Mom since Assad lost his job. I knew they were struggling. But instead of being grateful, they'd turned her against me, convinced her that I was trying to take over her house. They played the sympathy card, and she, like always, chose the louder voice. So I smiled, folded the paper neatly, and said, "Sure, I'll think about it," and I walked away. I didn't argue, didn't beg, didn't remind her that the apartment she stood in, the one she now demanded I rent, was built on my money. Instead, I started looking for another place, quietly. A small apartment across town, clean, modest, mine. When I moved out, she didn't even come to see me off. Assad did, though. He stood by the gate, pretending to scroll his phone. "Guess we're the lucky ones now," he said, smirking. "Yeah, enjoy it." That night, as I unpacked my boxes, I made a promise to myself. I wouldn't fight them. I'd let them win. For now. Because sometimes revenge doesn't need confrontation. It just needs patience. I knew my brother. He'd never paid a bill on time in his life. He lived off favors, borrowed money, and charm. I also knew Mom. She trusted him blindly, until the consequences landed on her doorstep. So I waited. Weeks passed, then a month, then 2. I heard bits of gossip from a mutual friend, how Assad had taken charge of the apartment, how they were living comfortably, how Mom was so happy having her favorite son close again. Good, let them bask. Because I had done one small, crucial thing before I left, I had transferred all the renovation receipts, permits, and contracts to my name. The workers, the contractors, even the electricity connection, all under my documentation. And when I left, I didn't cancel a thing. Exactly 4 weeks after they moved in, I got a call from the electric company. "Mr. Fahad," the man said, "the unpaid bills for the old address are stacking up. Should we disconnect?" I paused. "No," I said slowly. "The new tenants are responsible now. Please update your records. Send the outstanding balance directly to the property owner." 2 days later, Mom called. Furious. "Why did the electricity get cut off?" "I'm not sure," I said. "Maybe Assad forgot to pay." Then came the water bills. Then maintenance fees. Then the property tax notice, addressed to her because technically it was her apartment. Each time she called, her tone softened a little. At first, she blamed Assad. Then she blamed the system. Then, finally, she started realizing who'd been keeping that system running all along. A month later, she called again, the call I'd been waiting for. "Why haven't you paid the rent?" she asked, her voice tight. "You mean the rent for the apartment I don't live in?" I said. "You promised—" "No, you demanded." And I walked away. There was silence, then a sigh. "They're not paying anything," she whispered. "Your brother, he said he would, but—" I closed my eyes, letting her words hang. I could almost see the scene. Assad arguing with Aisha, bills piled on the counter, lights flickering in the background. "Mom," I said quietly, "you kicked out the one person who built that home for you, and invited the ones who only